Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's me, Cooper Pose, your host of Sideline Banter. It's great to be back. I'm joined here, as always, Weston Murphy. We're back after a 4-month hiatus. Weston, how are you tonight? Glad to be back.
Hey, there's absolute magic in the air. We got the camera rolling. We got the dog on my right, and I'm ready to talk some football. It's the best time of the year, and Sideline Banter. Oh, little accent.
A little rusty.
There.
It's been a couple months.
Sideline Banter's back, and we're ready to stay, man. We're about to make an imprint on the game with this YouTube channel. So hopefully you guys like it. Let's go ahead and get after it tonight, baby.
Yeah, we're getting right into it. Football season is right around the corner. It's kind of why we waited a little bit. 4 months was definitely a long time.
Yeah, you guys didn't want us just spewing nonsense when there's nothing going on. I mean,
yeah,
we're straight football guys
really
at the
through and
core.
through.
So we want to make sure that we have a maximum amount of content to be able to even give you guys a good show. So
yes, we missed you guys. We're glad to be back. Obviously, you see we got the YouTube channel up now. Shout out Spencer Steinke, our
executive producer.
Spencer, get in front of the camera. Let the people see you.
Hey,
come on, let the people see you. The people are gonna want to see you.
Round of applause for Spence.
Yeah, big Spence. There he is, baby. We love to see you. Shout out Spence. And let's jump right into it. Before we jump right into it, though, even though I just said jump right into it, I just want to say this video is sponsored by Put That Shit On.
Put that shit on.
Shout out AB. Put that shit on.
Come on the show. We need you.
Hey, I got the AB jersey ready to go. Call God, baby.
Call God. 84. We need you, baby.
But let's jump right into it. I want to talk about some preseason football.
Oh, no. This guy took a break, but...
Oh, my God. I am already doing it. You're so right. Yeah, the socials.
He would have never.
Shout out at _Sideline Banter. Right? Yeah, at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to hit us up at any time if you want to come on the show. You got some ideas for us you want to hear us talk about. You got some opinions. We'll give you a shout out on the show. We'll get
it popping on there if you guys want to come on as well.
We'll get it popping. Unless your name is Evan Gilbert, who is our roommate, we don't want to hear about Justin Herbert. He's already a god. So, with that being said,
that's how you're gonna start the show off, huh?
Well, it's only because he's gonna walk in at some point. While we're recording, he's going to probably jump in front of the camera.
Yeah, prepare for the worst.
Yeah, prepare for the worst. He's coming home at any moment. And we don't have a company to shout out for a sponsor anymore. So if you want us to throw your name out there, we don't have NG Construction anymore. RIP.
RIP NG Construction, baby.
Yeah, RIP NG Construction. Great run, though. It had a great run. NG Construction Player of the Week. It had a great run. We'll need somebody else to sponsor Player of the Week.
Yeah, step up, small businesses.
Yeah, if you got a small business out there, we need we don't have any money to pay you for like a sponsorship, but
we'll shout you out.
You get free endorsement by Sideline Banter. So
Big Poppy Enterprises.
Big Poppy Enterprises.
Big Poppy Enterprises. Shout out our producer.
Yeah, shout out our producer. But let's jump right into it. For the 4th time that I've said that tonight. Wow, it's gonna be a little rusty tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. Let's jump right into preseason football. We have had kind of an exciting preseason. Shut up, Spence. We've had kind of an exciting preseason. Put that shit on. It's been, honestly, I feel like this has been probably the most entertaining preseason, at least in my opinion.
Who remembers it? You remember preseason every year?
Not every year. You're right. Maybe for me, because I've been very dialed into preseason.
Just because you guys got a young QB.
Yeah, we got a young QB. We got we got a lot of new talent on the team. But I feel like it's almost because there is a change in the league right now. We're seeing a lot of young quarterbacks, a lot of new, young, exciting players in the league right now. I just feel like maybe it is because it's the hype, because it's preseason. But, one thing that I do think is making it pretty hype, and me and Weston have been pretty excited to talk about this, is Hard Knocks this year with the Detroit Lions.
The crown jewel of the NFL preseason every year.
Honestly, every single year. And
best reality TV show production of all time.
I was going to say, I feel like this could be probably one of the best seasons we've seen recently, at least, because the COVID year they did Chargers, Rams, and that year was kind of a little...
Yeah, it sucked.
It sucked just because it was COVID. There wasn't live practice, really. There was no contact, nothing like that. Dallas Cowboys last year was pretty good because we got to see Jerry World, that 4-minute video of the drone was
Yeah.
probably the highlight of the season.
Yeah, but this season's hitting different.
This season
bro.
is hitting different. Detroit Lions, a team that has been struggling for a long time, a great coach that everybody loves, man. He's just MCDC, man. He really does it. Apparently, he said "man" like 15 times last night. in
Yeah,
his
I guess
opening speech.
I guess that's the new drinking game is to take a shot every time he says "man," and then people are just getting fucked up. So that's kind of been ruled out as a fun drinking game because apparently in his opening speech he said it like 10 to 15 times. So
Yeah, it's what do you think of the Detroit Lions? You know, what based off of Hard Knocks and you being somebody who follows, I don't want to say you follow the NFC North very closely, but somebody who follows Aaron Rodgers very closely. Do you think the Lions are going to be? Do you think the Lions are going to be a team to worry about this year, or is it just Hard Knocks hype?
yeah, I will definitely say that I think that the allure of the Hard Knocks is just getting everybody really, excited on this Lions team, especially because we had no idea what to expect last year with Dan Campbell, besides the fact that we knew is a what did he say, kneecap gnawing psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, the expectations for the season was that it was going to be electric. Like, we've definitely had as many clips as, like, say that season with Ocho Cinco when he was just acting a fool on the Bengals.
Kiss the baby.
Yeah, kiss the baby. What else did he
Kiss
say?
the baby.
Oh, that was when he went on his McDonald's science run, explaining that he ate McDonald's every single day. So, like, I think that the clips in this season are really just getting people hyped because they have a lot of lovable characters. But at the end of the day, I feel
Shout
like
out Chase.
yeah, Chase Lucas, number 36. That's our dog from Chandler. It's so sick seeing him make some plays, and I hope he continues.
Chase, if you want to sponsor the show, we would greatly appreciate it.
yeah, that'd be dope. But fucking, I love to see him do good. I want to see him make the team, but yeah, I don't think at the end of the day the Lions are going to be anything to really worry about in the NFC North, especially with the improvements that the Vikings have made. The Packers are still the Packers, and I just don't really see the Lions making that next jump quite yet. I think that their ceiling is kind of, absolute ceiling is like maybe 7-8 wins, and that they could, comfortably maybe rack up like 5 to 6 wins, which I think would still be like a big achievement in Detroit because that would still be improvement for MCDC. And I think like at that point it would be like, okay, we have the culture kind of laid down. We have the pieces in place. We've seen this guy work for 2 years. He's not just a dumbass. Like, let's go get it in this third year. So I think the expectations can't be too high for them. But I mean, it's definitely like a fun story to like follow for the rest of the year because I know like whenever I watch Hard Knocks, I have like a little attachment to a lot of these players that they highlight. Like, oh, it's dope seeing them in the game in the regular season if they, continue to make the team or what have you. And I think it'll be cool to see like the guys that we have gravitated to as cool players on the Lions like succeed if they do have a good year. But come on, man, they're not getting in the playoffs or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I don't think they'll get in the playoffs or anything, but I do think they're going to be probably a team that's going to be sneaky. I do think
Sneaky.
they're going to be a chippy team. You could kind of see it last year. In Dan Campbell's first year with them, they were definitely a team that had a lot of fight in them. And just after watching Hard Knocks this year, so far at least, I really do feel like they're going to be a team that's going to hang around a lot of games. Dan Campbell made a great point actually on the episode from last night, basically going back to their preseason game that they lost last week to the Falcons after Blouth, is that how you say his last name?
David Blau,
David Blau.
Purdue, baby.
He fumbled the snap that led to Atlanta going down and scoring the game-winning touchdown. Dan Campbell was alluding to...
Big time fuck up.
And he was alluding to how they are always in these games, and it's always one small thing that leads to a major impact on the game. And that's kind of how the Lions have been, I feel like, for a while. That's almost how they were last year with Dan Campbell. There was a lot... Remember last year when... Because everybody loves Dan Campbell. Everybody's a big Dan Campbell fan. I think everybody wants to see him succeed because he is, you can tell, just such a lovable guy. He's a very big players coach. He wants to see his players and teams succeed. He wants to win for the city of Detroit. And everybody was following Detroit so hard last year because they kept getting so close to getting their first win.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Remember when they got their first
like,
win, everybody was so excited. Like, Jared Goff ran off the field, threw his helmet off, ran and jumped up. Like, I feel like everybody just really, really was rooting for them last year, and now he's really trying to get that message across, which really stuck with me as, he's trying his hardest to build a different type of culture there, a winning culture. Even the defensive coordinator, 2 episodes ago, he gave that speech when he was like, basically saying all these college guys, at some point, you guys all woke up and were pretty confident that you were going to win every single game. That's not what's going to happen here in the NFL. And he wants to get that feeling back. So I think there's going to be what's the term I'm looking for? A turn of the tide in Detroit. I don't think this year's going to be the year that they jump up to a playoff caliber team, but I do think they're going in the right direction. And relating to what you said already, third year type Dan Campbell, I think, will be when we see a real jump in that team.
Yeah, I think, with what you said, I agree. I mean, I think the progression right now is pretty natural. I think that expectation-wise, you can't really say that they're not on the correct path, because I think last year, as far as, what you alluded to, Jared Goff celebrating and throwing his helmet when they got their first win and shit, at that point, that's a gimmick team that you feel bad for. You're celebrating when you get your first win. And now we're kind of seeing them acquire more players, having, Goff has another year in the system. MCDC obviously has a better initiative behind what he wants to do. He has all of his guys in there. So now they're taking that step from this gimmick team that the NFL is laughing at when they get their first win because they're celebrating, to a team that could be a force to be reckoned with, quote unquote, if you don't respect them in the way that they deserve to be respected, type of thing. And you could lose to them and then look back on it and be like, fuck, that was a team that we should have beat, type of thing. So I don't know. As far as them being sneaky, that they could be overlooked because, technically that progression it has been yet to be seen in a real game as far as not the preseason. But on paper and as far as what Hard Knocks is showing, it looks to be there.
They look like they're going to be a good team.
Yeah, I don't know.
They do look like they're going to be a good team. But I do want to pause you there because we got some breaking news here on Sideline Banter. Our first breaking news in a long time.
Let's fucking
NBA trade alert. I know it's not, not really
Shams! Call Shams!
Lakers in advanced talks on trade to acquire, ready for this? Spence, are you ready for this? Did you see it already? Patrick Beverley from the Jazz for Talon Horton Tucker and Stanley Johnson. Spence, we got a Laker fan in the building. Spence, give us your initial reaction real quick.
That hurts to hear.
Hurts to hear.
It's gotta hurt.
We love it. LeBron James, he's got his new point guard, baby. But
that's a damn shame, bruh.
we got a lot to talk about tonight.
They're not gonna look like a buster in the yellow and gold, huh? Straight up Custer.
Hey, what if he's nice?
Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We got a lot to talk about. We got more preseason we want to touch on. We got Tom Brady we got to get to. Talk a little Kyler Murray. Talk about the state of our franchise. And so let's use that NBA trade news to transition to a little more preseason talk. Weston, is there a team, I just want to quickly, just because we're, put that shit on.
Hey.
Is there a team or player that you've been following at all this preseason, or anybody that stood out to you, individual-wise, team-wise? What's kind of stood out to you? And I understand this might be biased because we've really only been watching our teams, but
hey, I have been only watching my teams. Oh, excuse me, I dropped the mic. But yeah, I have been only watching my teams, and as you guys know, I do have technically 2 teams. So, being a Cowboys fan in my main time, and then a part-time Packers fan because of Aaron Rodgers, I've had my eye on 2 guys specifically. So, I think it's hard to ignore at this point. It's kind of been a storyline for me and Cowboys fans, the whole beginning of this preseason and what have you. We signed the USFL MVP Cavante Turpin to an extended deal. So with a couple years on that deal, which was very surprising that we kind of signed him to that deal before him even playing it down with us, which was unexpected. But quick to find out this guy has a little bit of wiggle on him. Took a punt and a kickback in last week's preseason game. So I'm fucking with that big time. Presumptively gotten some comparisons to Tyreek Hill if we could use him correctly in the offense, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard because he's nothing like Tyreek Hill. But people are wilding out for Cavante Turpin. Looks absolutely, sweet in that number 2 when he's flying up the sideline on special teams. So I'm excited if he can continue to produce, but I'm not going to get too excited because, that USFL MVP tag, I mean, he doesn't really have a league experience against the best of the best yet. So I just want to wait and see what happens. But transition to that opening point as far as the Packers mentioned, I'm excited for this dude, Romeo Dobbs, baby.
I was gonna say, there's got to be somebody on the Pack that you like.
Yeah, bro. Romeo Dobbs. Obviously, the Packers are hurting at wide receiver. Lose Devontae Adams, the best in the league, to Derek Carr of all people, which has got to hurt. But they don't really have a lot of firepower on offense aside from that backfield, which should be wicked. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a lot of targets that he has, prior experience with, which is kind of concerning. Marquez Valdez-Scantling's out as well as Devontae Adams, so the deep threat as well as like the security blanket is gone for him. So they picked up obviously Christian Watson early. Hasn't had a lot of success in training camp just because he's been injured. But that's given Romeo Dobbs, this fucking rookie out of Nevada, some extra time, and dude's kind of put it to work as far as stepping into the offense seamlessly. It looks like he's getting a lot of targets, intermediate as well as deep. So I'm excited about him because he seems to be coming along faster than Christian Watson, even though he's a late round pick. So hopefully him and Aaron get it clicking, ready to go by the regular season, because I'm kind of nervous about the Pack in the passing game this year. But let's go.
Rodgers will figure it out.
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
Rodgers has been getting a lot of love lately on social media.
Which is concerning because, like,
randomly.
I don't know. To me, why are people loving up on him now just because they think they're gonna do bad this year or some shit? I don't know. But
I don't think that's it. But well, did you see what Sammy Watkins said?
Oh yeah, he said that Aaron Rodgers is way fucking better than Mahomes, which I've been saying.
He
so
said night and day difference.
Yeah, I mean Aaron Rodgers is a fucking.
I actually have the quote bookmarked on my phone because I was so shook at the exact tweet that was tweeted about him. But no,
I respect it. He's head and shoulders above Mahomes, and he's the back-to-back MVP for a reason. I mean, Mahomes is still. I mean, we can refer to that film that we looked at last year where he's putting the ball in harm's way numerous amounts of times, and DBs are dropping it. Aaron Rodgers don't be doing that shit. 5 interceptions in the last 2 years type shit. Stop playing. I mean, Sammy Watkins knows what's good, and I am hoping that him and Aaron get on the same page and they kind of have a nice little connection this year.
Okay, never mind. I thought I had it bookmarked, but I don't.
Dude's a cheeser, man.
I'm not a cheeser, but I am a yinzer. But
let's hear your fucking player. If it's a Steelers guy, I'm gonna be.
It is not a Steelers guy. I got a couple guys.
Nobody in their team is standing out.
Okay, there's a lot
in the preseason.
There was a couple guys that I was interested in. When thinking about this, and
pause. A couple guys he's interested in.
Whoa.
My bad.
Oh God, here he comes. Oh, maybe not. Wait.
Oh.
Here he comes. Hey, it's okay. We'll figure it out. But there goes Ferg. The guy who stood out to me the most. Oh no, there he is.
A buster, a customer, a San Diego native. There he is.
Evan
Coach
Gilbert.
of the Gym Rats, Arizona youth team, Evan Gilbert.
The player that's standing out to me most right now, I think mainly because he was somebody who I thought the Steelers were going to maybe sneak up and get him late in the draft, is Desmond Ritter for the Atlanta Falcons. He's been he's been looking pretty nice in his 2 preseason games. The first preseason game, he actually led the Falcons to that victory over the Detroit Lions. Thrown for 143 yards, wrong game. 103 yards, 10 for 22, 2 touchdown passes in that game, including the game-winning touchdown. And then last week, in their loss to the Jets, actually, which was funny. I was watching that game, and the Falcons were up 16-0, and the Jets came back and won.
Wow.
10 for 13, 143 yards, no touchdowns or anything. But he has been looking pretty good on a team that is in a complete rebuild, it seems like now. Lost Julio Jones a couple years ago, got rid of their franchise and probably best quarterback in franchise history in Matt Ryan. Got a completely new head coach this year.
Matt Ryan ain't got shit on Mike Vick. Stop playing.
Yeah, but
bad.
When we're looking at...
I know success. He went to the Super Bowl.
Success, well, and just,
Mike Vick's just too sick.
But yeah, Desmond Ritter has looked very, very poised, confident, relaxed. To me,
Better than expected for sure.
Better than expected. Seeing him in the Hard Knocks episode that the Lions were in, and then actually watching the Falcons game last week on Monday, he's really stood out to me, and he kind of has this swagger about him that I feel like the Falcons might have found some sort of
guy.
We're not going to say, oh, wow, we haven't said that in a while. He's a guy. He's not a guy yet completely, but
he could be.
He could be a guy. There's something about him, I think. I think if he sits behind Mariota for a little bit, and him and Mariota kind of share the same tendencies, I feel like. Mariota's definitely a lot more mobile than him, but Ritter definitely has good mobility.
He was running against the Lions.
Ritter does have a good arm as well. He's got great arm strength. He's very confident in throwing the football. He hasn't made any crazy errors or mistakes yet this preseason. So he's definitely a guy. It was hard for me to not say a Steelers player, but I'm gonna be I'm trying not to be as biased this season on Sideline Banter. So. And
speaking of Desmond Ritter, I mean, sneaky guy to look out for. The guy that he threw the game winner to, Jared Bernhardt, the Pro Lacrosse League MVP. That's right.
He's on the Falcons.
Dude's actually doing absolute work. Obviously caught that game winner against the Lions, and then I think racked up like maybe 6 catches in the next preseason game for like.
Lacrosse players were athletes, man.
Around, anyway, 60 so yards, I believe. But he's kind of like eating in preseason. This guy might actually make the team after not even playing football for like the last 5 years, which is insane. So.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of incredible things that happened in the NFL. What's his name? I just forgot his name. As I say, he's incredible. He just retired today with the one hand.
Shaquem Griffin, man.
Shout out. For real. Changed the game. Inspired a lot of people. 20 reps of 225 with one hand.
Also, I mean, I know a lot of people can relate to this. Watching that man catch an interception in Madden with one hand, always electric.
Always electric. And kind of bullshit at the same time, but...
Never understood it, but
Madden sucks either way. EA, if you see this, fuck you, Madden.
Oh, we haven't played the new one yet. If you want us to try it, send it through. We'll play that bitch. If
you want to see me beat Weston 42-0 in Madden, comment
send it through.
Below.
Comment.
But yeah, let's move on. We'll use that to talk about something that's very pressing, I think.
Pressing?
Was Tom Brady
on The Masked Singer?
The Masked Singer during his absence. Where the hell was Tom Brady at, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know in the comments below. But where the hell was he at, Weston? You think? Now, there's been some talk. Because I got to sit up for this because I slander Brady a lot. But I do have respect for him. But what the fuck? How are you going to retire, right? Come back, sign a massive deal with Fox that you're going to be their news reporter or whatever for...
Deal and waiting, dude.
Deal and waiting, whatever. Doesn't matter. He's already got all these things on his mind past football after retiring, coming back. And then, in the middle of training camp, he leaves his team. What kind of leader?
Hater.
Is this your GOAT, ladies and gentlemen? Is this your... Would Big Ben leave his... We're not going to talk about Big Ben. What?
Yeah, what?
Would Peyton Manning have done that? No, he wouldn't have. Where the hell was Tom Brady at, Weston? What was he doing? And what are your thoughts on the whole situation? How do you feel about this? Are people overreacting? Are they blowing it up? Or is there something to genuinely worry about? Is Tom Brady focused on football right now?
I don't know. I mean, as we hear her chewing on his bone in the background, I hope that's not too bad for everybody. But I think it's definitely a weird situation for him to be just leaving in the middle of, all the preseason festivities. Especially when this, I mean, you forgot to mention, but this story that Dana White leaked about the whole fucking Raiders bullshit.
Right.
Him and Gronk, Brady and Gronk apparently were supposed to go to the Raiders before he even went to Tampa Bay. So I think it's just very weird timing that all this shit is like coming out as this man decides to leave. So I feel like might have been a little strategic type shit. Like, he's like, Dana, if you're going to say this, like, say it while I'm not in Tampa Bay. Yeah. I don't have to look at anybody about it.
Swarmed him at practice.
Yeah, 100%. It was, like, a really big deal, but luckily that guy was nowhere to be found. So, like, I don't know. It could have been coincidental as far as the timing goes, but it just seemed a little fishy to me, especially in an offseason where this whole Dolphins shit comes out with the owner and losing games for Tom Brady to go there. And
yeah,
then
they ended up finding out, I'm pretty sure they came to the conclusion that was all true, that he was tanking.
Yeah, and then
he got suspended for the first 9 games or something. Like he can't go to the first 8-9 games.
Yeah, so obviously the shit with the Dolphins was true, as far as Brady trying to be part of the operation and ownership there. And then this shit about the Raiders comes out, which is clearly also true because Gronk said it was. So you have Brady in an offseason after after they didn't obviously win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this was when they lost to the Rams.
Yeah, literally looking to go anywhere else besides stay in Tampa Bay, which just seems very, from the way I see it, just nonchalant in the way that you kind of feel towards Tampa Bay at that point. He's
there was all that
fuck
drama
it.
with BA too that was coming out after BA stepped down as the head coach. Apparently they didn't really like each other that much, but
at that point, who even knows? It just seems like the way that Brady was kind of moving in the offseason, trying to kind of cement his place elsewhere, kind of like Tampa Bay was a pit stop, but not the last place on his journey. And then him taking this leave of absence, in the middle of crucial preparation time with early players in order to, hit the ground moving when you get into week 1 and week 2 when you want to pick up early wins. Just seems very uncharacteristic of Brady, like you said. What is this man on? I really don't know what to think of it at that point. It just makes me seem like Brady doesn't give a fuck. This year is going to be whatever it is, and he kind of already made his bed, so he's going to lay in it and play. But I don't know if this means that it's looking like Brady is going to play somewhere else next year, or if he's going to be done. But it just seems fishy.
I hope not. I hope he just retires and
I don't know. That man's got an ulterior motive of some point to be back after retiring already, and then all of this shit happening in the background. It's just it's very non-Brady, but it would make sense that all of this happens and then they go to the Super Bowl and win, and then he retires.
Well, we said it multiple times last football season. Every year the Patriots won the Super Bowl, there was some sort of drama around.
It is true.
There was some sort of drama around the football team or around Brady.
Get your bets in now,
There was some sort of, because that meme of all of Brady's Super Bowl rings.
Oh yeah,
where it points at what it is, Spygate, Deflategate. There's always some sort of drama that surrounds Tom Brady when they seem to be his most successful. And they
always got to be that storybook bullshit with Tom.
They definitely, yeah. Well, I feel like Tom's just that. He's like that me against the world type thing. Since he was a 6th round draft pick number, what was he 120 something, or not even 120? He was 200 something. He's always been he's always felt like he's had this. What's the word I'm looking for? Why am I chip on his shoulder? I just. To me, it just seems very distracting. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't like the guy that much. I respect him because he's the GOAT, but I also fucking hate him because Steelers should have won 3 more Super Bowls in my lifetime, and it's because of fucking Tom Brady that they didn't. So,
hey, he's your daddy. Nothing you can do about it.
Okay, that's not true. But the Steelers and Bucks do play this year at Heinz Field. I actually was thinking about maybe trying to go to the game to see the GOAT play before he retires, see the new GOAT Kenny Pickett get a dub against the current GOAT.
I hate that.
So yeah, it's I don't know. The whole situation though is just very strange to me. I don't think we'll ever know truly what actually happened. A little bit of me feels like we might be blowing this out of proportion, but maybe Brady isn't saying anything because maybe he really was recording for the Masked Singer. Because imagine how funny that will be when the Masked Singer comes out.
Yeah, it comes out.
And he's literally remember when all the AB drama was going on with Pittsburgh and he was the first one eliminated on the Masked Singer and everybody was like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
AB's requesting trades, trying to get out of Pittsburgh, and look, he's on the fucking Masked Singer.
Mr. Put That Shit On was the first to do the Masked Singer.
So, it's to me, I think there is maybe some sort of prior obligation that came up before he came back, decided he was going to come back to football. I saw some people saying that maybe him and his family had a vacation planned or something, and
sus.
And Giselle was like, no, we're still going to go on this vacation, which could be true, but at the same time, it's I don't know. It's all very weird. Tom Brady to me is just there's always something. There's always got to be something with Tom Brady, and oh god, I've never prayed on a man's downfall more in my life, other than maybe Deshaun Watson. But that's right, I fucking said it, people. I said it, and I pointed at the camera like 100 times tonight. Sorry, I'm just excited. We're on camera. We're on YouTube.
He just ordered a Deshaun Watson jersey.
I did not order Deshaun Watson jersey. I'll go put on all 4 of my Steelers jerseys right now if people want to see it. You guys want to see me in my jerseys? Comment down below in the comment section below. If you want to see me wear a Steelers jersey next week. Probably nobody will comment, but it's okay.
And if this gets 100 likes, I will burn one of those jerseys and I will video it.
If this gets 100 likes, and no, because this will easily get 100 likes if I say this.
Hey, we'll save that for more likes.
If this video, yeah, I know, we'll save it for.
We'll save that for more likes. 100 likes.
I know. Fuck it. First YouTube video that we're posting. If this gets 150 likes, I will let Weston. Fuck! I'll let him demangle my Juju Smith-Schuster jersey. In some way, somehow. 150 likes and over 100 views. Has to be over 100 views.
Guys, I'm sorry. That was way too dramatic. First off, Juju doesn't even play for the team anymore.
Exactly. So, I'm not going to let you do my Big Ben jersey.
What grown man would wear a Juju jersey in public anyway? Dude's a TikTok star.
I would.
Put that shit on.
Take it back. Never mind. Actually, no. We're still going to keep it up because we need views, people.
Not yet. I mean, go ahead and like the video. I'll fuck up one of his jerseys if you guys run it up. But, I mean, I just thought it was a good idea. So.
Sorry, people. I got to plug the Mac in. Test trial. We're doing first day recording,
Hey, throw the likes
up.
up.
Pretty good, though. Let's go. Comment down below for the 100th time. How do you think we're doing right now? You know?
Nobody else is watching anymore, but that's all right. We're going to go ahead and move the topic over.
No, I think people are watching.
To Cooper's second favorite QB in the NFL.
Who?
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, my God.
Coop loves Baker Mayfield. Always has, always will. So let's go ahead and talk about it, dude. Dude's the new guy in fucking Carolina.
Yeah,
are you psyched or what?
Why would I be psyched about that?
You're a huge Baker guy. Obviously, we've always known this. You love Baker. Clearly from Oklahoma originally, aren't you? My bad.
Do I look like I'm from Oklahoma?
But, I mean, Baker's going back to play your second team, the Browns, week 1. How do you feel about this? Are you scared, like, your second team might get an L from their old quarterback week 1?
My second team? I don't have a second team, baby. Fucking ride or die for life. First of all, people of YouTube, take a look. Oh, that's going to get us some likes.
Tattoo reveal on the first episode. I hope this does well, but I mean, I don't know. Do you think the Panthers are even going to be worth a shit? Does Baker even?
I think so.
Does Baker going make a difference?
On some real shit, I do. I think personally,
defense is sick.
Defense is sick. I really do think actually that Baker might be a difference maker for this team. I personally don't think Baker is a bad quarterback. I think he's been successful for Cleveland since they drafted him. He made them a relevant football team. He took them to the playoffs, beat their most hated rival at Heinz Field in a massive, dramatic playoff game.
But not a big challenge because it's the Steelers.
Okay, no, it was a big challenge. But then they.
But wasn't Ben their quarterback, right?
Then that's not the point.
Right? Okay.
Then they went to Kansas City. They traveled to Arrowhead the next week and hung around in that game up until literally the very last possession that Kansas City had the ball. Chad Henne had to come in and work a miraculous drive to win that game for Kansas City. Almost took them to the AFC Championship game, and then the very next year, he gets injured, has a shoulder problem, and as you can agree as a quarterback, having a shoulder problem is not the best thing in the world to do. It comes out and continues to play for the team, put his body on the line, plays injured, isn't fully healthy, and then immediately as soon as Deshaun Watson officially hits the open market, they throw everything at him, do kind of a dramatic situation with Baker Mayfield. So I really do think Baker Mayfield's going to have a chip on his shoulder this first game. I think this first game against Cleveland is going to set the tone for not only the Panthers season, but for the rest of Baker Mayfield's career, because this is really going to be a do-or-die situation, I think, for him already. We kind of already saw it with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold didn't really show as many flashes as being a good quarterback. Sorry, not great. Being a good quarterback in the NFL. Good enough, like Baker Mayfield. If you can take your team to the playoffs on a consistent level, you're a good quarterback in the NFL. It's all teams truly care about.
You just got to get in the dance, baby.
You got to get in the dance, and then anybody can beat anybody Any Given Sunday, starring Jamie Foxx. Great film. I think this is going to be a make or break year for Baker Mayfield. I think this game is going to set the tone for the rest of his career, because if think about
I like a little bold, but I like it.
If Baker Mayfield comes out and wins this game against Cleveland in impressive fashion,
Hey, they could go on a little run.
It's gonna boost his confidence, and people are now gonna look at Baker and say, okay, did Cleveland make a mistake? It's all gonna depend on what happens when Deshaun Watson comes back. How is he gonna look when he comes back? It's gonna start a whole new conversation of how Baker and Cleveland are going to look side by side the whole entire season, even for the next season.
I mean, yeah, I love, and that's part of the story. Like, I love the dramatics because, especially like Steelers fans, so petty in the fact that they just want to see Baker do well and Deshaun like not do well, because they want to be like, oh, look, it's the fucking Browns. They did it again. They fucking win a playoff game finally. Get rid of the only guy to beat the Steelers in the playoffs in the last 20 years. And just the classic Browns. They're fucking stupid type shit. Like, which is so fucking funny to me. It's literally hilarious. But I mean, I like it. I think it's a little bold, but it is a real thing. Like, this could set the trajectory for the rest of Baker's kind of climb in the NFL. He's like situationally pretty much in the same position Sam Darnold was expected to be in last year in Carolina. They're like, all right, Brody, like, you were drafted high. You had some success in the past, but you had limitations as far as system, coach relationship, whatever that may be. And now we're giving you a second shot. So you either fucking run it with the loaded roster we have, because they have a fire defense. They have weapons. McCaffrey's back. Like, Baker has the opportunity to succeed, but if he doesn't, he's going to see himself being a career backup, and that's just not the shit for a personality guy like Baker.
One draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner.
Nah. Coming from a walk-on, being like we mentioned earlier, Brady was a chip on your shoulder guy your whole life, and then becoming the fucking dude.
He's got every commercial. Actually, I haven't seen a progressive.
Yeah, he's done with that shit.
Or
but
commercial. Actually, I mean, it's not football season, so.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But I mean, that would be just a big strike at the ego for
Deshaun
Mayfield. Yeah, Deshaun, we will not see him on any commercials for the rest of his life.
Kenny Pickett, though.
It's a good-looking guy. I'll give it to him, but I don't know if his hands are big enough for TV.
I was literally just trying to sit here and think of, like, a hand commercial of some sort to, like...
He's holding the $5 footlong, and it looks like 5 feet.
Oh, yeah, that would be actually...
That's a fire commercial. Subway, have little hands. Hold your sandwich, bro.
Subway, you heard it here first.
Yeah, we're trademarking that. We got executive producer Spencer on that. Subway. Kenny Pickett needs to hold a Subway sandwich and just make it look huge in his hands.
Do you think he'd actually do it, though? If there was enough money.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Subway money talks, baby. I mean, you guys gave money to Jared, so give it to Kenny Pickett. Let's go.
Okay. That was dark.
My bad.
That was dark. That was very dark. But,
Hey.
Whoa.
Speaking of dark, actually, I got a fucking sick comment. What do you think about these new Cardinals helmets and the alternate helmets? The dark Spencer's throwing thumbs down from back there.
I have to agree with Spence a little bit.
Kind of looks stupid with the Cardinals black uni.
That's literally what I was going to say. The Cardinals black uni
makes the helmet look dumb.
They need just a straight solid black uniform.
Bro, but if they wear it with the all red, the black helmet with the all red would look tough.
They need new uniforms.
Yeah, the black uni used to hit back in the day, but it's not doing it for me.
Uniforms.
Ooh, shout out Chandler Youth football.
Yeah, they literally have Chandler Youth football uniforms,
which was ahead of its time. We had the Nikes with the fucking zebra print numbers. We were
stitched jerseys.
Stop playing with us.
Yeah, stop playing with us. Revo Speed.
Stop.
Yeah, stop.
What
did Gilbert Dogs have?
We had the
press-ons.
Dumbasses. Everyone that played in the Dogs. You guys have concussions wearing those buckets. We had the Revos, baby.
Facts. Low key, we did.
Nick Rock, I know you got a few screws loose, buddy, because of those Gilbert Dogs helmets. Hey, should have been in CYF.
But hey, let's use that, because I did want to talk about some Cardinal stuff, as we talked about last couple times.
But we do love the alternate helmets. Let every team have 50 helmets. Fuck it.
We do love the alternate helmets. Keep the alternate helmets coming. I think there's like 12 new helmets this year that we're gonna see. The Bengals ones are gonna be probably the
Ice Tray.
Bengals. The Bengals ones are gonna be probably the best ones with the white uniforms. But I do want to talk about. I do want to keep it on the Cardinals for a sec.
Yeah, let's talk about those dramatics. Dramatic.
Yeah, because we got to talk about the Cardinals a little bit because they're the hometown team, whatever. But
You want to be a
Cardinals are being kind of dramatic with Kyler Murray, no? I feel like they're kind of throwing him under the bus a little bit.
Both ends are just setting themselves up for failure.
They really are, because Kyler Murray, yes, there's some problems with him. There was some stuff that came out last year about him not really watching film that I remember we touched on a little bit, but now they pretty much solidified that. And making him call plays in the fourth quarter, which I understand, from a
I don't think they're making him. I think he wants to. Obviously. I mean, he wouldn't do it unless he wanted to.
No, when he did it last week, the first preseason game, Cliff literally said, yeah, they're doing it so he could say, yeah, it's not as easy as you think it is, huh? That was literally a quote that he said to, the fucking Arizona sports radio.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Cliff
this is not a good move.
I don't remember the exact quote, but a part of it was Cliff literally saying that, hey, you see, this isn't as easy as you think it is, and that's what I want to talk. That's what I want to talk about. Is this whole Kyler Murray situation kind of putting a target on not only his back, but the whole entire Cardinals organization as a whole this year, and potentially the whole Kyler Murray? God, what's the word I'm looking for? Kyler Murray's time in Arizona, the whole time he's in Arizona. Is that putting a target on their back?
I mean, before I answer this question, let's go ahead and take a moment of silence for calamari, because we'll never hear that again in the football world. All right, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real here. I think it could be, as far as the relationship goes, I think it was already tainted with this bullshit that the whole contract thing happened. And now you're just getting more dramatic as time goes on with, this weird back and forth that almost seems like these guys are like reality TV show, they're on Hard Knocks all the fucking time, rather than you got Hollywood Brown getting pulled over. You got the management going back. I mean, they are going to be on it, which is going to be sick to see, but there's just this back and forth between the team and the star players and people getting in trouble, and just I don't know. I just thought this offseason was going to be us seeing the Cardinals take that next step, securing their quarterback. I mean, making, the move. I mean, they obviously didn't get to keep Chandler Jones, but taking the steps necessary as a team to be able to really, really take a step forward and be a scary team in the NFC West, because they don't really
Especially right now is the time to do it.
That's what I'm saying. This is their time. You got your quarterback locked up. He's happy, which seems to be hard to keep him happy at this point. And now you guys are just having this, like I said, this constant back and forth where it's just petty bullshit. And now you have to deal with, I feel in the back of your head, as a coach or a front office, oh, is Kyler pissed at some bullshit that we did and didn't mean it that way? Or I don't know, this play calling situation is kind of funny if it internally is a ha-ha thing, but if it's Cliff trying to be spiteful and be bro, I can call plays, it's hard, and Kyler being oh, I'll show you, motherfucker, that's not healthy. That's not a healthy relationship, I feel between play caller and quarterback. You don't want Kyler thinking he could just big man Cliff on the field, especially because no,
I agree.
I mean, theoretically Kyler makes more money than Cliff now, even though they both got extended. I don't know. That's just that's a relationship that I think gets undermined in the NFL. Sometimes the players make more than the coaches, and a lot of the time the coaches have
an ego problem at some point.
Yeah, if you have someone that has an ego like that, and the hierarchy of power is coach to player, relationships can get a little weird, especially with players that think they're the shit, like Kyler Murray, because he has been the shit his whole life. He's one of the best players in the NFL. So
people say he's probably the best high school quarterback of all time.
I think so. I mean, 100% in my opinion. So I think rightfully so, he has the reason to walk with the confidence that he does. But I think when you have this,
that guy was a pretty good quarterback.
Hey, shout out her. But when you have this, I don't know, weird power struggle and dynamic that just doesn't seem very comfortable as far as a team that's trying to grow and take the next step, and they're always in the news and media.
It's almost shining over the team.
Yeah, it's bro, we want to hear about the football and you guys making improvements, and the fact that Hollywood Brown looks like a fucking dog, not the fact that he's getting pulled over and going to jail. He does.
In the Cardinals uni.
He does. He looks sick, but I don't know. I would hate for this to be the demise, the start of the demise for the Kyler Murray saga, and you obviously would absolutely hate to see that after him signing an extension and wouldn't understand it. But, like, at this point, just, like, they're continue to be in the news for not good stuff.
Yeah, personally, I don't really know how to take the situation.
Yeah, I don't know how to analyze it either because, like, it's from the outside looking in. Like, is it a joke to them in the locker room? Like, oh, look at what the media's saying about this today.
Yeah.
Like, haha. Or is it like they're not even talking about it? They're just seeing it after the fact and like, oh, people are taking it as this. Like, I mean, I'm sure the Cardinals wish they just had like an all-around good guy in the community like Dak Prescott. It would make their lives so much easier, right?
Yeah, Dak's a pretty good guy, I will admit, but
The best guy. Shout out Al Bush. He loves Dak Prescott.
I feel like he's not gonna like that. I feel like I feel like since Cliff has come to the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray's been drafted by them, I feel like there's always been some sort of like dilemma or some sort of drama. There's always just been something circulating the team. Whether it's not, it might not be a big deal, but I think there's always been something like that. Like people will say something good about the Cardinals, but then there will be some sort of negative that'll outweigh that good. And I feel like this is picking up where you have already explained it in some way. I feel like this could potentially lead to the downfall of the Cardinals in some way. I feel like. And we're going to go back to referencing Pat a lot because that's like the only thing that we listen to at all. But Pat made a great point a couple weeks ago about the Cleveland Browns. Saying how he truly doesn't think the Browns are going to be a good team this year because they have too many distractions. And he made the point that he made that really stuck with me was that good teams in the NFL.
Yeah, they minimize those distractions. They
minimize as many distractions as possible.
Great point.
They minimize as many, unless obviously we've already talked about it, Tom Brady and the Patriots for some reason.
Which I think is a reason why the Cowboys are bad all the time. Because they have a lot of distractions. Whether it's expectations or fucking people fucking up.
Well, it's just because they're the Cowboys.
Exactly. You know? Thanks, baby. $8 billion. First franchise ever in sports.
I shouldn't have said anything. But, the teams that win in the NFL, they usually don't have distractions or they minimize distractions as much as possible. And the Cardinals are almost seeming like they're having too many distractions right now. Because even when we were watching the preseason game last week, during the fourth quarter when Kyler was calling the plays, it almost seemed like after every single play, the camera was panning to him, seeing his mannerisms, seeing how he was walking around the field, talking about him as the offensive coordinator, talking about how last week the offense didn't score a single touchdown when he was calling the game. But now this week, they almost mounted a comeback. They had their only two. Keep in mind, they said only 2 touchdowns scored this week were when Kyler was calling the plays.
Oh my God, is he going to take Cliff's job?
And that was something that people obviously wasn't real, but like people were joking about that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's always that's just like there's
you don't want to see that.
Something more.
You want to see other stuff.
There's always something more than how the football team is doing with the Cardinals right now. I haven't seen much or heard much. Even when I drive to work every morning, I pretty much am listening to 98.7.
Because you're a Cardinals fan.
No, I'm not a Cardinals fan. It's because I like to fucking listen to sports in the morning when I drive to work, okay? They talk about more than just Cardinals. And don't you dare, okay?
It's all right.
They're always talking about something else with the team. It's never about, oh, the team's looking this good or this player's looking that good or what's going on. It's how's Kyler Murray doing? Are we pleasing Kyler Murray? Is Cliff happy? Is Steve Keim controlling the team? It's always something more that we're hearing about the Cardinals. It's never just about, hey, the team's looking good. How do you think they're going to do this year? Especially right now in a year where they really need to capitalize, where the NFC West is not necessarily weak. But it's
more open than before.
Yeah, there's a transition period right now. The Seahawks don't have Russ. They're probably going to struggle. 49ers are up in the air. It's a toss-up. Who knows how good Trey Lance is going to be. Rams are probably going to be still incredible.
Oh, they're going to clap the Cardinals twice this year. They're
probably still be an incredible team this year. But this is a year for the Cardinals.
Cards are getting clapped by the Rams twice.
So that's our first prediction right there. To really, this is a year for them to really make that leap, because we've talked about it before a couple times. The Cardinals have gotten progressively better every single year since Cliff has been the coach, and now it's almost.
And since Kyler's been the QB.
To me, it feels like this might be a year where we might see some struggle. They're not going to have D-Hop. Hollywood Brown's going to have to be the guy. They do have a couple good players in Rondell Moore.
Your guy, Andy
offense.
Isabella.
Not Andy Isabella. Andy Isabella might be getting traded. There might be a couple trades that
Steelers want him.
No.
Yeah, there is a couple trades. Actually, I got a list open if you want to bust them down real quick.
I mean, there's one in particular that I really wanted to talk about.
2022 NFL trade candidates, 12 notable names who could be shopped. Let's see how you like him. 49ers Garoppolo. So we could see him getting moved, obviously.
He's going to get cut. Nobody's going to trade for him. He's getting cut.
It's too expensive, probably going to get cut because his contract fully guaranteed.
If the Niners don't cut him by, I think it said the end of this month, he's fully guaranteed.
Yeah, so he'll be gone soon. Expect him to maybe get picked up by a team that needs a veteran for cheap. Maybe the Jets. But
what about Mike White?
I'm hearing Mike White's out, buddy. Kareem Hunt?
He won't get traded. I don't think Cleveland will trade him.
Nick Chubb said that's his best bro. Doesn't want to see him leave.
Bro. Cleveland also loves having, criminals on their team. So.
Ooh, I like this one. This is interesting. Chiefs running back Ronald Jones. Forgot they even picked up Jones.
Yeah, I don't think they'll trade him.
Said that he's not doing shit, though. I think he should be gone.
Yeah, but I feel like...
Says dinged for fumbling and mental miscues, so I think we could see him getting moved.
I don't think he'll... Yeah, I could see him getting moved.
Browns also have Dearness Johnson in the backfield. We could see him get moved.
I like him, though. See, and that's why I don't think if Cleveland did trade Kareem Hunt, I don't necessarily think that they would be in any sort of difficult situation, because he did show that he could be a number 2 back last year. So I would be pretty confident in him if they traded Kareem.
Yeah, I like Dearness Johnson, though. That could be a nice little sneaky pickup for any team that needs a running back moving forward. And a few receivers, but I don't really see any of the guys on this list really moving. I think they're all kind of needed in their spots. Besides Jalen Reagor's trash ass, they could probably get rid of him. But other than that, I mean, Laviska Shenault's not moving, and then Darius Slayton, they fucking need him, so I don't know what's up with that. But just a list from CBS NFL. I thought it was a little bit interesting to see, but hey, moving forward, keep your eye out. A couple of those guys could be on the move. Your team could be going after him if you have a few injuries before the season starts. So,
yeah, there was one guy. While we're on the trade topic, Jordan Love apparently.
Oh.
NFL rumors, that Twitter page apparently. That is 50-50 slander and not slander. Tweeted out today that apparently it was. God, I sound like that fucking kid. Apparently,
we know.
That it was, what teams was it? It was the Colts and
which is interesting.
Seahawks. Apparently the Colts and the Seahawks are interested in trading for Jordan Love, which to me is an interesting topic of conversation, because we have said it before a couple times as of lately. It almost seems like Rodgers is showing a lot more interest in the team this year, in terms of kind of being more of a coach player, and it seems like he's really more involved with Jordan Love this year. Do you think Green Bay would trade him, considering that they have Rodgers for a guaranteed 4 more years? I remember you told me a couple weeks ago you don't think Rodgers will necessarily play out that 4 years. So do you?
Yeah.
Could you see them trading Jordan Love, even though it kind of seems like Rodgers is really finally prepping him to take over? Or do you think this is all just, they're just blowing smoke?
I honestly do think that we could see him get moved unexpectedly like this, because I know that Rodgers' vibes have been pretty high as far as...
He's on the shrooms.
He's on the ayahuasca, but I know the vibes have been good. He's definitely, like you said, moved into the coaching leadership role more. And I think we fail to remember the fact that they had all this drama between him and the front office last year, as far as him being respected and his opinion being heard and him being felt, and the negotiations and kind of the stuff that happens amongst the team. So I think that relationship may have honestly drastically improved, and he might have had maybe an idea of leaving prior, with the relationship being rocky with the front office, and now maybe he has a change of heart as far as Green Bay is going to be my forever home. I get the respect that I've kind of been wanting, and I don't see myself leaving. And I think he might have alluded to that, depending on how many more years he intends to play. I mean, obviously I don't have any idea, but I think that could be the situation. Or we could see Jordan Love get moved because I think that the Packers might be trying to like go all in with Rodgers right now. And if Jordan Love got moved for a prime receiver when they really need it, I think it could be worth it, especially if they don't think Jordan Love is going to be the guy after Rodgers leaves, because he has not shown like he's shown flashes and definitely shown arm talent, but I really don't think he's still like there even after being under Rodgers' tutelage for 2 years type of thing. Like,
wow, what a word.
I think that could be like something to look out for, like the Packers understanding that they have a young quarterback that definitely has a question mark behind him, but has a lot of arm strength, was drafted in the first round, like has promise behind this name, been sitting behind the back-to-back MVP for the last 2 years, like has been able to learn and listen under him. Like that's valuable, especially to teams like the Lions that haven't had success, or like bad teams like that, like the Seahawks who are looking to build a new franchise because they lose a guy like a cornerstone like Russell. Like
Let's ride.
We could see the Packers make a big boy finesse and kind of be like, loves the next guy, like he's ready to go. He's been sitting under Rodgers, like Rodgers thinks he's the next guy and he's ready to go, when in reality, why would they be moving him if that was the point? Like if that was the case, like they could finesse and get like a game-changing receiver. Like, bro, I'm thinking about it. Like,
imagine like Seattle, like
Lockett.
That's the first thing that went to my head when you said receiver. That was the first thing that went to my head.
Lockett from Seattle would be a money fucking play, and I like them together would be unreal. So like that, I keep your eyes out for that. If that happens, you call it. We heard it here first, but yeah, I think they could be. Maybe the Packers are just like fucking we've seen Love enough. Like not going to be the guy, even though Rodgers has tried to do what he can. Maybe they put out these rumors and they're like, okay, let's try and get some fucking bait for Love. Like he's not going to be the guy. Let's move him and get a receiver
He's
here.
looked pretty good this preseason. He hasn't looked that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also preseason.
I would take Lockett over Love though.
And I'm sure Rodgers is probably saying the same thing. So if he really is trying to go out and he's like, if you give me a receiver, I can get you a Super Bowl type of thing. Who knows? But I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be interesting, and
definitely something to look out for moving forward.
Definitely something to look out for, and you know, I do think that's very realistic. And like I said, the first thing I went to was Lockett, but I want to go ahead and
Lockett and Rodgers would be sick.
I want to go ahead and wrap the show up tonight. It was a great show, great first show back. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Me and Weston are very happy to be back. We apologize in advance if it was a little rough. You know, we had a first trial. It's been a couple months for us, so we will be back to 100% form by next week. I promise you.
We'll get it right, bro. We're ready for some guests too.
We're ready for some guests once football season is fully back. I feel like we got pretty comfortable here near the end. Beginning of the show, it was a little rough. It took us some time. We had to get a little warmed up.
But we're gonna look out too moving forward. Looking to have Carlo the Llama signs on moving forward for
MMA.
Big MMA talk, UFC cards. We're going to have our boy on to probably discuss what we got on the card for the night. So keep a lookout for that. We want to get in the UFC game because everybody loves a good fight.
Yes, no, I agree. The Llama will be on at some point. And let us know when you guys want to have let us know if you want to come on, when you want to come on. And, again, thank you guys so much for watching and listening tonight. Follow us at _Sideline Banter. Hit us up at any time.
And remember,
put that shit on, baby.
Put that shit on.
Thank you guys again. Weston Murphy, this is Cooper Post signing out. We appreciate you guys as always. Can't wait for next week.